How did starring in a blockbuster franchise almost tank Natalie Portman's career? And what director swooped in to save it? Keep watching as we dig into the impact of the Star Wars prequels on the future Oscar winner. There are a lot of strong opinions about the Star Wars prequels. Some fondly remember them as the films they grew up on, while others have gone so far as to say creator George Lucas ruined the franchise. But how about trying this one on for size? The prequels almost accidentally killed Natalie Portman's career. Lucas seemed preoccupied with the all-digital visuals of the prequels, taking advantage of cutting-edge special effects at the turn of the century. According to StarWars.com, Attack of the Clones alone had more than 2,000 visual effects shots integrated into the film. However, all that digital technology disrupted the audio recording on the film set, which meant that every single line of dialogue in the movie had to be re-recorded later. While Lucas did push the digital filmmaking movement forward, the prequel films famously struggled among fans when it came to their dialogue. In the book The Star Wars Archives, 1999 to 2005, Lucas admits that the dialogue between Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker and Portman's Senator Padme Amidala in Attack of the Clones was at least a little bit corny. Lucas tried to justify his dialogue choices, claiming they were consistent with similar lines in the original trilogy. But the original film stars were able to make those lines at least sound believable.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
That wasn't always the case in the prequels. In the same Star Wars Archives book, Lucas tried to create at least a little bit of distinction between the prequels and the original trilogy, noting the prequel dialogue was presented very honestly. There was less intentional humor involved, which meant some of the lightness fell by the wayside as we watched the Galactic Republic and the Jedi Order fall at the same time. Though the prequels definitely had their defenders at the time, and they have even more fans now, everyone from longtime Star Wars lovers to beloved film critics like Roger Ebert had issues with Lucas's choices.
Who aren't you? Tell us. Tell us now!
The dialogue choices, coupled with the audio issues on set and the struggle every actor went through to adapt to the challenge of acting on an entirely green screen set, meant that the cast struggled. Portman was no exception, and it meant that she struggled to find work after she completed work on the trilogy.
You know what? How about no more Star Wars questions, okay?
In an interview with New York Magazine looking back on that era in her life, Portman noted that she'd been working on a play at the same time the prequels were releasing, and the damage felt immediate. As she put it, "I was in the biggest grossing movie of the decade, and no director wanted to work with me." Then a legendary filmmaker stepped in and, with one role, possibly saved Portman's career. Mike Nichols, perhaps best known for his 1967 film The Graduate, for which he won an Oscar for Best Director, also knows a thing or two about acting. Before a lengthy career as a film director, Nichols was an improvisational comedian alongside his partner Elaine May, stage actor and theater director. His eye for talent was keen, and while Lucas was working with Portman in the prequels, he was working with her in the play The Seagull. So when Portman struggled to find work after Star Wars, Nichols intervened. Portman explained to New York Magazine how Nichols wrote a letter to Cold Mountain director Anthony Minghella, urging him to hire her. The Cold Mountain role reignited Portman's career, but Nichols wasn't done. He also cast her in his 2004 drama Closer, which earned her an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress and a Golden Globe Award.
It's about you, isn't it?
Some of me.
Oh, what did he leave out?
The truth.
6 years later, Portman won the Oscar for Best Actress for her role in Black Swan, cementing her place as one of the most celebrated actors of her generation. Being cast in a Star Wars movie is a blessing and a curse for many actors, something Portman learned firsthand through her struggles with her career after the prequel films were released. Thankfully, Mike Nichols had the vision and the eye for talent to help Portman to graduate from her Star Wars image, giving her an entirely new phase of her acclaimed career. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more SlashFilm videos about sci-fi movies and stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.